The situation in Manipur continues to be in a dire state since the ethnic clashes broke out in the hill state on May 3rd this year. The sporadic violence continues. Late night gunfight between security forces and insurgents led to one BSF Jawan sustaining fatal injury and two Assam Rifle Jawans sustaining gunshot wounds. Injured have been evacuated to Mantri Pokhri, but one succumbed to the bullet wound. Despite all peace efforts, including a 4-day visit of Home Minister Amit Shah to the violence-torn state, has not made a very deep impact. It created an impact, a lot of people came on board, there was a talk, but the violence has not stopped. And it is also unreasonable to say that with a simple visit of a Home Minister, the violence would stop. That's an unreasonable thing to think that this would happen, but the fact that it's not stopping should worry everyone. The common people are facing brunt of the situation. And when I use the word common people, let me tell you, the common people means thousands and thousands of those who are living in the camps. And when I say living in the camps, I mean 37,452 people in 272 camps. A lot of people are protesting. The protests have taken place in Delhi. The price of essential commodities have doubled overnight after the blockade of National Highway number 2, preventing goods trucks from entering the capital city of Imphal. This has led to people doing panic buying and hoarding. There is also an acute shortage of life-saving drugs and over-the-counter medicines, because obviously the routes are stopped. The primary healthcare dispensaries are affected. It's obvious. Manipur government has extended the ban on internet services, which means that you don't have delivery of services. Because the internet is not about YouTube or information. Internet is about delivery of services. It's about medicine, it's about paying your bills, it's about knowing what's happening around the world. So every 5 days, internet ban is being extended. So in a way, Manipur technically is cut off from rest of the country in context of the information grid. On the other hand, a petition has been filed before the Supreme Court challenging the indefinite internet ban imposed in Manipur since May 3rd after violence broke out in the state. And among all these developments, there is a meet scheduled, as I mentioned, Naga MLA and Union Home Minister. Larger ethnic overlap affecting peace process in Manipur?
Can you come again?
I am saying, is the larger ethnic overlap across the states Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur affecting peace process in Manipur?
To an extent, it can affect the peace process. But if you see the situation in the ethnic diversity in the northeastern region, when it comes to Mizoram or when it comes to Assam and Nagaland, in reality, if a peace talk has to be undertaken to be the permanent solution to this ongoing ethnic violence, which has been now more than a month now. So if there is a strong will, I don't think the ethnic diversity in the other states should be a barrier in bringing about peace in Manipur. So, and then when we talk about separate administration for the tribals, in the northeastern region, if you see, the Assam has Autonomy Hill District Council, Mizoram has, I mean, most of the state has. So when there is so much of hatred among the plain and the hill people, so why not come into a very peaceful solution and the violence which is being committed against the innocents? You know, in all this kind of conflict, if we see historical past, whether it be in terms of global crisis, or maybe we see in other countries, or let's say coming nearer to our neighbors, the ASEAN countries, where many indigenous people also have gone through this kind of ethnic violence and clashes. We need to learn from them the kind of land reforms and the kind of separate administration which has been given by the country or by the government to bring about peace. So I think, you know, delaying the process and then waiting for more violence to happen, waiting for more lives to lose. So this is not the way on how the nation and the state government should conduct when it comes to the tribal people. So tribal lives do matter. So I don't think this other political nature, okay, obviously it will come to an extent when you have to talk about the dialogues and have to bring on the table the interests of all the various ethnic groups. We cannot just take a side of one ethnic group, but we have to bring on the table the interest, the diversity, considering the cultural, linguistic diversity. So all this has to be taken into consideration when we talk about peace and bringing stability. I think that's all I have to say.
How do you respond to this? MLAs are meeting Home Minister on ethnic lines. We have an ethnic problem. MLA should meet Home Minister irrespective of which community they come from. They're meeting Home Minister on their community lines. How healthy is that?
No, see, well, the government of India, particularly the Home Minister, might be having his own plan in the mind. But if the communities have to be represented in the meetings, then I would believe that there are 39 scheduled tribes living in Manipur, plus the Meiteis and then the Meitei Pangals. Then we have couples of other linguistic communities such as the Gurkhas and Hindi-speaking peoples and etc. Many of them which comes into the category of what is being called either indigenous or permanent residents of Manipur. So if it has to be, if peace has to be restored, and if even when one will be talking about separate administrations or whatever it is, I think that all these stakeholders, people should have been invited and discuss. But right now, I think talking about separations or whatever it is will add more fuel to the fire. If the people are looking for more violence, then that's a different thing. But if we are looking for peace, then what is required immediately is that armed aggressions on vulnerable communities should be stopped immediately, and then the blockade on the national highways, economic blockade on national highways should be stopped, and then there should be more relief and rehabilitation programs. People should be provided psychological and physical and material securities. All these fears and suspicions and frustrations and pains should be addressed. That should be the immediate concern of the hour. That's what I feel.
You're saying, Dr. Malem, that's the immediate concern, but how do you address the immediate concern? I mean to say the MLAs representing different communities are not speaking with each other.
No, see, the point is government of India has got enough manpowers and resource to bring an end to the armed aggressions. They can stop if they want. There are allegations from both sides of the warring groups saying that the other side is being supported by the security forces. These are serious allegations that the Home Minister is expected to look into. And if the Home Minister wants, it has got enough resource and manpowers and armed power to stop the armed aggressions on the vulnerable communities. They have the power and resource and the manpowers and everything to bring an end to economic blockades being imposed illegally on the national highways. And they should start working for relief and rehabilitation. That's what I think, that this should be the immediate concern.